Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're really tearing apart a common problem for service businesses. How do you get more referrals, more repeat bookings without sounding, desperate? Or just sinking all your time into it? We looked at a bunch of material, and a lot of it centered around this dog walking business example. And it's just so familiar, right? The owner, great at the actual service, the dog walking part, but completely, like drowning in the day-to-day admin.
Yeah.
Scheduling, payroll, answering questions, and the stuff that actually grows the business. Relationship building, follow-ups, that gets pushed aside.
Yeah, it's that classic capacity trap. And the sources we looked at, they really boiled it down to 5 specific friction points. 5 things that are probably costing you revenue if you run a service business. First, just no time, which means no structured follow-up happens at all. Second, there's like 0 ongoing engagement with past clients. Once they finish a package, poof, they're gone. Third, this hesitation, you mentioned it, this fear of sounding too salesy. If you manually ask for business or referrals, it feels awkward. Fourth, no real way to figure out who your best clients are, your biggest fans, the super fans as we're calling them. And fifth, just being stuck with basic spreadsheets. No real-time metrics, no easy way to see what's actually working.
That definitely sounds like a recipe for burnout.
Yeah.
Okay, but this isn't just about listing problems. We're here to build the solution right. We're going to show you how a few pretty accessible low-code tools, Make.com, Notion, OpenAI, Apify can work together. How they can create a system that basically runs itself and tackles every single one of those issues. Maybe we should quickly define what each tool does in this setup. Good idea. Yeah, think of it like building a custom machine. Make.com is the engine, the connector. It makes everything talk to each other and controls the workflow logic. Notion is like the central database, the brain. Flexible, scalable, OpenAI. That brings the personality. It writes the messages in your voice. And Apify. Well, Apify is kind of like your scout. It goes out and finds useful bits of public data, subtle engagement clues.
Okay, got it. So let's tackle that first big pain point.
Yeah.
Time, saving time. The sources suggested automating basic follow-ups could free up about 1 or 2 hours a week.
Yeah, easily. Sometimes more.
That's huge for a small business owner.
Yeah.
So how do we automate that initial thank you and the follow-up so it's actually strategic, not just noise?
Right. So the first step is connecting your booking system, or even just a Google Sheet, if that's what you use, to your email and to Notion. And Make.com is the key here. The crucial part is the trigger. We're not manually checking lists anymore. Make.com watches your booking system. It uses something called a webhook, where the booking system sends a signal or it checks the system regularly, pulls the API. It's looking for a specific event, like when a client uses up their last walk in a package or their final scheduled service is marked completed.
Okay. So Make.com sees that status change, knows the client cycle is complete, and boom, it kicks off the follow-up sequence. But like we said, a generic thanks, bye again email is pretty useless. How does the personalization really work here?
Exactly. That's where OpenAI comes in. When Make.com triggers the workflow, it sends the key client details, name, pet's name, maybe the last service date, over to OpenAI. OpenAI then drafts, say, 3 different messages, but all in the business owner's specific tone. Maybe friendly, a bit funny, whatever fits the brand. The first email is that immediate thank you. Simple, warm. The second, maybe a week later, is a gentle check-in. Hey, how did Sparky like his last adventure? And crucially, it includes a link to a quick feedback survey. Then, maybe a month later, a third email. Just a friendly reminder, hey, it's been a while. Maybe Sparky's ready for another outing.
Okay, that sounds really powerful. But let's be real for a second. We're using a dog walker as the example. Isn't this tech stack Make, Notion, OpenAI, Apify, isn't that a bit much just for sending thank you notes? Where's the tipping point where this complexity pays off?
That's a fair question. Look, if all you wanted was that one thank you email, yeah, maybe a simpler tool would do. But we're building something bigger here. We're building a system designed for high client lifetime value, or LTV. The complexity is worth it because we're automating the tracking and the segmentation from day one. Remember that 1-week follow-up email with the survey link?
Yeah.
When the client clicks, say, a 5-star rating in that survey, Make.com instantly logs that positive feedback right into their profile in Notion, automatically. Now you're tracking client happiness, not just their last booking date. And it took 0 manual effort.
Okay, I see. It's building a richer picture.
Exactly. And this is where Apify can add another layer. Let's say a client posts a public picture of their dog on Instagram after a walk and tags your business. Apify can be set up to spot that public mention, scrape that info, and link that engagement back to the client's Notion profile.
Whoa!
Yeah, so you start building these really rich, actionable client profiles, automatically segmenting people based on their actual behavior and satisfaction, not just guessing.
Okay, wow. So the time crunch is handled, and we're building these detailed client profiles almost passively. But what about that backlog of happy clients we're still afraid to ask for referrals, that whole salesy hesitation thing?
Right, this is where the strategy gets really smart, I think. The key is, you don't ask everyone. You completely remove the manual ask. Instead, you set up the system to only ask the clients who've already told you they're thrilled. And we use the data we just talked about collecting. The mechanism is basically a promoter filter. Let's say in Notion, only clients who gave that 5-star feedback or explicitly positive comments on the survey get flagged as a promoter. The automation ensures you, the business owner, never accidentally send that referral request email to someone who maybe had just an okay experience. You avoid that awkwardness entirely.
That totally flips the script. It's not a cold ask anymore, it's targeting your warmest leads. Okay, so the system flags someone as a promoter. What's the next step in the automation?
So maybe 48 hours after they submit that great feedback, a different automated message gets triggered. Again, OpenAI drafts it in the brand voice. And it doesn't just say, hey, refer someone. That's still a bit blunt. It leads with value. The sources really emphasize offering a dual-sided reward, like, thanks so much for the feedback. As a thank you, here's a discount on your next walk. ND, if you refer a friend, they get a discount too.
The dual reward makes the referrer look good.
Exactly. They feel like they're giving a gift, not just selling for you.
Makes sense. But the tracking, that sounds like a nightmare if you have lots of clients referring people. How do you manage potentially hundreds of unique referral codes and make sure the right person gets the credit?
Yeah, manually that would kill the whole system.
Sure.
This is where Make.com shows its power again. When that referral offer email is generated for a promoter, Make.com can simultaneously do two things. One, generate a unique, trackable referral code. Maybe it combines the client's initials and a random number, something simple. Two, it logs that specific code directly against that client's profile in Notion or even a linked Google Sheet.
Okay, so the code is generated and stored. How is it tracked when used?
When a new client signs up or books their first service, if they enter that referral code,
Make.com sees it.
Make.com sees it. The workflow detects the valid code, automatically attributes the new client to the referrer in Notion, and this is key. It can trigger another action, like automatically applying the promised discount or credit to the original referrer's account.
Wow, so it's truly hands-off.
Totally hands-off for the owner. They just see the successful referral logged and the credit applied. The system manages the mechanics. That's how it becomes a scalable, trustworthy engine.
That seamless tracking is brilliant. Okay, so we have follow-ups, we have targeted referrals, but what about keeping clients engaged between bookings? You said earlier that's a major reason clients drift away, right? Just being forgotten.
Absolutely. It's often not about bad service. It's just out of sight, out of mind. Consistent, delightful engagement is key for loyalty and keeping your business top of mind. This turns those high LTV clients into potentially lifetime clients. And this is where Apify can play a really neat role again, finding those small but important data points.
What sort of data points?
Well, think about building that emotional connection. We can use Apify, perhaps alongside info from the initial onboarding form, to track key dates. Not just the human client's birthday, but for the dog walker example, the dog's birthday, or maybe their Gotcha Day anniversary.
Oh, the dog's birthday. That's a fantastic touch point. It shows you genuinely care about the pet, not just the owner's payment.
Yeah.
How would that workflow run?
So you'd have that date logged in the client's Notion profile. Make.com can be set to check a birthday field every single day across all client records. When it finds a match for today's date, trigger. It sends that info to OpenAI. And OpenAI doesn't just draft, "Happy birthday, Fido." It can get creative. Maybe it generates a funny little poem about the dog having a seasonal adventure, or suggests a special birthday treat add-on for their next walk.
That's really high-touch, personalized engagement, but without the owner spending hours crafting individual messages.
Precisely. Maximum impact, minimal manual effort.
Okay, delight is great, but let's circle back to efficiency. We can't realistically give everyone the same level of attention. How does this whole automated system help the business owner focus their absolute best efforts, their personal time, maybe their best offers on the people who will give the best return? The superfans.
Yeah, exactly. We need to qualify the superfan. Notion becomes that central brain constantly updating a kind of client score. A superfan isn't just someone who books often. They need to hit, say, 3 key criteria that the system tracks automatically. 1, High satisfaction, those 5-star survey results we logged earlier. 2, high-frequency-make.com tracks their repeat booking rate. 3, high engagement. This could be referrals made, positive social media interactions Apify found, or maybe they submitted a testimonial.
Got it. So it's a composite score based on actual track behavior.
Right. And once the system automatically qualifies someone as a superfan based on those data points,
Then the real VIP treatment kicks in.
exactly, the workflow can then trigger actions specifically for them. They might get exclusive offers not available to anyone else. The system could automatically send a very specific request. We'd love to feature you. Would you be willing to record a short video testimonial? Only ask the proven advocates. Or you could gamify it. Offer to feature the superfan and their dog in a client spotlight on the website or social media. It turns their advocacy into a kind of public recognition, makes them feel like real partners.
That makes total sense. Leveraging your best customers intelligently. Okay, so we've got all this amazing data flowing, satisfaction scores, referral tracking, LTV hints, engagement metrics. But if the owners still have to manually pull reports from 4 different places or calculate LTV in a spreadsheet, we haven't fully solved the problem, have we?
No, absolutely not. That last friction point, being stuck in spreadsheets and lacking reliable metrics, needs a clean solution. The final piece is consolidating all this data. The long-term goal here is to have Make.com feed all this key information into a simple visual dashboard, ideally built right inside Notion itself using its database features.
So a single pane of glass view.
Pretty much. Make.com keeps pushing the latest data points referral sources, which referrals came from superfans, updated client LTV calculations, how effective those birthday emails were in driving rebookings. It's all updated in near real time.
And the owner doesn't have to dig for it.
Right. They avoid the manual data slog completely. Maybe the system even emails them a simple visual summary once a month.
Like a snapshot report.
Yeah, exactly. Here's your referral count, here's your average LTV growth, here's which campaigns are working best. It enables informed decisions without the usual headache.
That really is the dream of making data actionable and scaling smart. Okay, this is powerful stuff. For someone listening now, maybe feeling a bit overwhelmed but excited, what are the first practical steps they should take based on the sources?
Yeah, start small, definitely. Step 1. Just audit what you have now. Where does your client data live? What booking system are you using? Get the lay of the land. Step 2, go for a quick win. Automate that basic post-service thank you email and maybe that first 1-week check-in survey. Use Make.com and OpenAI for that. Just getting that piece automated frees up time and builds momentum.
Okay, audit, then automate the thank you. What's step 3?
Start gathering the good stuff. Think about those key emotional data points, dog's birthday, client's preferred contact method or social channel. Start collecting that, maybe add fields in Notion, even if you have to manually input it for your top 50 clients to start. Just get the data organized.
Right, build the foundation in Notion.
Yeah.
And step 4.
Pilot the referral program. Don't just switch it on for everyone. Identify maybe your top 10 happiest clients. You probably know who they are intuitively right now. Use the automated system just for them first. Test that dual reward referral ask. See if it works. Measure the results on that small group. Tweak it, then roll it out more widely once you know the mechanics are solid.
Test, measure, then scale. Makes sense. But one last reality check. The cost and effort. This sounds potentially expensive and complicated to set up.
It sounds more enterprise than it often is. Look, the tools we've mentioned, Make.com, Notion, OpenAI, Apify Many, have quite generous free tiers or very affordable starting plans that are totally suitable for a small business. The setup, yeah, okay, connecting everything the first time, getting the workflows right, tuning the OpenAI prompts that might take a focused day or two initially. It's an investment of time up front. But that initial effort gets paid back really quickly, both in ongoing time savings and, more importantly, in the strategic revenue you generate from having this automated, precise referral and retention machine running 24/7 in the background.
This has been a really eye-opening deep dive. It's clear the real power isn't just in any single tool, but how you weave them together. Using these flexible low-code platforms to build this kind of intelligent growth system. A system that doesn't feel salesy because fundamentally it's designed to focus your energy on your happiest customers, your biggest advocates.
Exactly. So what does this all really mean for you, the listener? I think the ultimate point of automated, this isn't just about clawing back admin time, though that's great. It's about strategically building a highly sophisticated filter across your entire client base. Automation lets you stop wasting effort on, generic scattergun marketing. Instead, it ensures that your most valuable resources, your personal attention, your best offers, your marketing budget get channeled only towards the clients who've already demonstrated through data that they are your 5-star, high LTV, most enthusiastic advocates. And that's what makes growth truly scalable